Hello friends, I welcome you all on my YouTube channel Rasayan Setu. So friends, as you see in my previous lecture, we can discuss about types of reagent in GOC, okay? So friends, as you see in a chemical reaction, the reactants convert into product and the reactant consists of two parts, that is substrate and your reagent, okay? Substrate is the part on which reagents attacks, okay, and reagent is the attacking species of your chemical reaction. And we see that the reagents are two types in your chemical reaction, that is nucleophiles and electrophile. And those species which can donate electron are called nucleophiles, and those species which can accept electrons are called electrophile. Then you classify electrophiles and nucleophile according to different conditions, okay. And you see that the electronic displacement occur or transfer of electrons occur from one species to another species, and due to this transfer they can form the chemical bond formed in between two species or in between electrophile and nucleophile, okay. Now we move further in our GOC. So in today's topic we can discuss about the reaction mechanism, okay. So our today's topic is discussion of reaction mechanism. Or we discuss about that what happens when a reaction occurs, okay. So generally friends, you know that in a chemical reaction the reactant species convert into product, but you know that the reactant cannot directly convert into product. They convert into product through a intermediate state or a transition state. So in between your reactant or product there is a state which we call a transition state or a intermediate state, okay. So this is a complete pathway of any chemical reaction, and study of this pathway is known as reaction mechanism, or detailed study of this pathway is known as your reaction mechanism. So in short we say that when you talk about reaction mechanism, you must find that how can a reactant can convert into product. What is the energy state of reactant on product, what is the energy changes, or what is the stereo changes, what is the energy state of transition state or intermediate, or what type of effect we considered in your reactant or product, what type of displacement, what type of reaction occurs, okay. So this whole phenomenon can considered in your reaction mechanism. Understand friends, okay. Now as you see in a reaction mechanism we can see four major points which we conclude in your study of reaction mechanism, okay. The first point is which you want to study when you start reaction mechanism is the study of your electronic displacement effects. First we see the electronic displacement effect, or what type of as you see in my previous lecture that the transfer of electrons occur in between electrophile to nucleophile, okay. Nucleophile donate electron and electrophile accept electron, and the formation of bond occurs in between electrophile and nucleophile, okay. Now what type of electronic displacement we can see further, okay. And the second point is bond cleavage. As you study after electronic displacement, you can see that in a chemical reaction the old bonds can cleaved and new bonds can formed. Old bonds can be cleaved in your reactant species and new bonds can be formed in your product species. So you can study the bond cleavage. Now the third and important point is your types of intermediates which can form in your in between reactant or product. So types of intermediate And the fourth one point is your type of reaction. Types of reaction. You know, basically there are four types of reaction present in your organic chemistry, that is addition, elimination, substitution or rearrangement. Another types are pericyclic reaction, etc, etc. Okay, so out of these, which type of reaction occur in your chemical reaction, you can study in this topic. So types of reaction. So in basically when you study a reaction mechanism, you study these four important points, that is electronic displacement, bond cleavage, types of intermediate, generally they are carbocations, carbanion, free radicals, carbene, nitrogen, etc, etc. We can study further in GOC. Okay, and the last one is your types of reaction, that is addition, elimination, substitution, rearrangement. Okay, now friends, our today's topic is your electronic displacement effect, or how many type of electronic displacement are present in your chemical reaction. Okay, so now we start. Okay, now friends, we talk about your electronic displacement. Electronic displacement is see, as you know that in a chemical reaction electron movement occurs. Okay, so the study of electron movement in your chemical reaction are known as electronic displacement, or movement of electron in a chemical reaction. Basically friends, reaction completes when electron move from one species to another species. Okay, so movement of electrons occur, you know. So there are two types of electronic displacement in your chemical reactions or reaction mechanism. We have two types of electronic displacement. See, the first type of electronic displacement are temporary electronic displacement, and the second type of displacement are your permanent electronic displacement. So your first type is temporary and second type is permanent. As you know friends, in your reactant species there are two parts, that is substrate or reagent. Okay, so when we talk about electronic displacement in your substrate part, either it will be happen in the presence of your attacking species, that is reagent, or either it will be happen in the absence of presence or in the absence of your attacking species or reagent. Okay, so on the basis of these we can classify these electronic displacement, temporary or permanent. So in type of temporary electronic displacement, it only happens in the presence of your attacking species. Okay, so it happens only in the presence of reagent or attacking species, and opposite of that is permanent electronic. It happens even in the absence of your reagent. So permanent electronic displacement are, it happens even in the absence of reagent. So when you study a temporary electronic displacement, must condition is presence of reagent or attacking species, but permanent electronic displacement you can observe even in the absence of reagent. Example of this temporary electronic displacement are your electromeric effect. Example are electromeric effect. Understand? And these are important for your preparation purpose or for your foundation purpose, foundation of organic. The first and important type are inductive effect, second is hyperconjugation, okay, and the third one is resonance. So your temporary or electromagnetic. So basically you have four electromagnetic effects in organic chemistry: inductive, hyperconjugation, resonance and electromagnetic effect, out of which the electromagnetic effect are temporary effect. It will only happens in the presence of reagent or attacking species, and they happens either reagent present or absent. Even reagent absent, they can happen in your chemical reaction. Okay, so now we talk about firstly we can talk about your inductive effects. Okay, so our today's topic is the inductive effect. Okay, now we can talk about your first electronic displacement effect, that is inductive effect. Now what is inductive effect, friends? Friends, see, when a chemical bond form in between two different atoms, there can be partial displacement of sigma electrons occur. Okay, when a chemical bond form between two different atoms, there can be a partial displacement of sigma electrons occur, which is known as your inductive effect. Okay, so basically the inductive effect is the partial displacement of sigma electrons. Okay, when a chemical bond form between two different electronegative atoms or two atoms which have different value of electronegativities, this is a must condition for your inductive effect. Okay, so there is a difference in between those two atoms which can bond it together, so you see the inductive effect. Okay, so partial displacement of sigma electrons occur. Next point is two different electronegative atoms can bond together. In this condition you can see the inductive effects. Okay, when you talk about inorganic chemistry, okay, so in carbon chain we see the inductive effect when in a carbon compound a different atom or group attached with carbon chain with a different electronegativity compare than to carbon. Okay, so in your organic chemistry we see inductive effect when any group or atom have different electronegativity compare than carbon are attached with carbon chain. Okay, for example, when you talk about in ethane, here you can see that carbon can bond with carbon. Okay, so there is no partial displacement of sigma electrons occur. This also a single bond is sigma bond, so no inductive effect. It can be represented shortly by I symbol. Okay, no inductive effect shown. Why? Because both carbon atom have same electronegativity, so there is a zero difference in between electronegativity. Okay, but when you see in your methyl chloride, the sigma bond between carbon and chlorine can show inductive effect. Here we show I, because there is a significant difference of electronegativity between carbon and chlorine atom. So this is a must condition for electronegativity, that the electronegativities of both atoms can be significantly different, or difference can be significant. Okay, so there is a no inductive effect in between carbon, but in carbon halogen you can simply see the inductive effect. And remember friends, the intensity of your inductive effect, it depends on distance from the source. Okay, so intensity of I depends on distance from the source. Okay, for example, as you seen in CH3Cl, the strongest inductive effect can be shown by by chlorine on this first carbon. Okay, for example, you have butyl chloride. Okay, so here you can see that the inductive effect can be caused in between carbon number 1 and chlorine, but also inductive effect caused in between carbon number 2, 3, 4 and chlorine. But now you see that because of intensity depends on distance from the source, when the distance from the source increases, its intensity will decrease. Remember, when the distance from the source increase, the intensity of inductive effect will decrease. So now you can see that here highest inductive effect by chlorine is on number 1, then its value decrease on number 2, then 3 and then number 4. Okay, so intensity I is 1 upon distance. This is the relation between distance from source and your inductive effect. Understood friends? So distance matters in your inductive effect in observation. When distance increase, its intensity will decrease. Okay, now you can remember one point also, that we cannot consider the inductive effect between carbon and hydrogen. In organic chemistry, we can't consider the inductive effect because there is a significant difference of electronegativity in between carbon and hydrogen, but we no inductive effect. There is no inductive effect between carbon and hydrogen. Remember, okay, this is the point. So this is the introduction of your inductive effect. I hope you understand. Now we talk about electronegativity in your inductive effect. Okay, as you see that it mainly depends on electronegativity. So first we talk about what is the electronegativity, its consequences on inductive effect, and after that we can talk about types of inductive effect. So first we talk about what is electronegativity or how it depends on different factors. Okay, now you can see friends, the electronegativity, it depends on two factors. The first one is your nature of element, which can be seen from your periodic table or periodic trends, and the second one is percentage as character. We can first talk about your nature of element. So friends, as you see in your periodic table, when we move from in periodic table along period, move from left to right, the value of electronegativity increase according to your periodic trend. So move along period, the value of electronegativity increase from element to element. Okay, for example, when you see from lithium to fluorine, the value of electronegativity of lithium is 1, and it can increase from next atom by a 0.5 factor. For example, lithium is 1 and beryllium is plus 0.5, that is 1.5. Again, boron have 2, carbon have 2.55, nitrogen have 3, and etc. Okay, these are the electronegativity values. Similarly, similar trend follows in your third period, that is from sodium to chlorine. Here the value of electronegativity difference is 0.3. Okay, and you know that along the group, when you move from up to down in the group, the value of electronegativity decrease. Along the period, the value of electronegativity increase, and in your group from top to bottom, value of electronegativity decrease. As you seen that hydrogen, lithium, sodium, hydrogen highest electronegativity, then lithium, then sodium. Okay, similar fluorine, chlorine, bromine, etc. Okay, this is your nature of element. How can your electronegativity depends on nature of element? Here you can remember only 3 points. Okay, first point is the bond between hydrogen and phosphorus. When you see the electronegativity difference of hydrogen and phosphorus, they have same electronegativity values, so the difference is 0. And you know very well that for inductive effect, there is a significant difference between between two elements which can bond it together. Okay, but when you consider a pH bond, a bond between phosphorus and hydrogen, it is 100% covalent bond. Remember, no I effect present here. Why? Because the electronegativity of both phosphorus and hydrogen is same. First point is. Next point is, no inductive effect consider between carbon and hydrogen bond. Okay, so carbon and hydrogen, there is no I consider. Remember. Okay, now friends, third and important point is what? We say that in a group from top to bottom, the value of electronegativity decrease. So when you compare electronegativity of carbon and sulfur, the electronegativity of sulfur will be greater than electronegativity of carbon. See, the value of electronegativity of carbon is 2.55, but the value of electronegativity of sulfur is 2.58. So remember, when you solve a question related to carbon in which the sulfur component present, so in this type of compound, you can always consider that sulfur is more electronegative compared to carbon. So the electronegativity of sulfur is greater than electronegativity of carbon. So these are some important points which you can remember when you talk about electronegativity of elements. Okay, first one is phosphorus hydrogen bond are purely covalent. You can't consider inductive effect in carbon hydrogen bond. And third, the electronegativity of sulfur is greater than electronegativity of carbon. Understand friends? Okay, now we can talk about your percentage as character. Okay, now we can talk about percentage as character. Now friends, see how can percentage as character related with your electronegativity. So percentage as characters means in a hybridization concept, you know, the different atomic orbitals can combine and form hybrid orbitals with rearrange their energies. Okay, this is a simple hybridization concept. Okay, different atomic orbitals are combined together and can form a hybrid orbitals. Okay, for example, S and P can combine together and form 2 sp hybrid orbitals. S and 2p orbitals can combine and form 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals, and S and 4p orbitals can combine and form 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, which are same in energies. Okay, this is a hybridization concept. Now according to your hybrid orbitals, there is a different portion of s orbital in your each different type of hybrid orbitals. For example, when you talk about sp hybrid orbital, it will have 50% s character and 50% p character. Okay, when you talk about sp2 hybrid orbital, it will have 33.3% s character and remember 66.6% p character. And in your sp3 hybrid orbital, it will have 25% s character and rest 75% p character. Now how can we relate this percentage s character with electronegativity? So there is a simple relation between electronegativity and percentage s character, that is, when any orbital have high percentage as character in their hybrid orbitals, their value of electronegativity will be high. This is a simple relation. Okay, when there is a percentage of s character high, there is high in electronegativity. So you can relate that your percentage as character are directly related with electronegativity or directly proportional to your electronegativity. Okay, now we can classify the relation, we can classify this relation, that is percentage as character directly proportional to electronegativity, into 3 classes. Okay, now first class is hybridization. Now how can you relate hybridization with electronegativity? We relate that, friends, see, in carbon you can generally see 3 types of hybridization. The first one is sp, second one is sp2, and the third one is sp3 hybridization. Okay, so as you see in hybridization, in your sp hybridization 50% s characters present, in sp2 33.3% and sp3 25% s character. So the order of s character or percentage s character is sp, then sp2, then sp3. So this is also the order of the electronegativity for these hybridizations. For it means the electronegativity order is also same, that is sp is greater than sp2 is greater than sp3. Understood, friends? Okay, so when there is a sp hybrid orbitals present, it will be highest electronegative element. For example, when you compare electronegativity between simple hydrocarbons, for example alkane, alkene and alkyne, then the alkyne will have highest electronegativity compared than alkene, and alkene have high electronegativity compared than alkane. So when you talk about simple hydrocarbons, the triple bond is greater electronegativity than double bond. In double bond is greater electronegativity than single bond, according to this concept. Understood, friends? Okay, now the second category is after hybridization is bond angle. Now how can you relate bond angle with electronegativity? So bond angle can cannot directly related with electronegativity, but it can directly related with percentage as character. Your bond angle will directly proportional to your percentage as character. So bond angle is directly proportional to percentage as character. A compound with high bond angle compared than another compound, it will have high percentage as character compared than other compound, and you know the relation in between percentage as character and electronegativity. Okay, so it means bond angle can directly proportional to your electronegativity according to this concept. Now how can you relate this concept? See, we can write the order of electronegativity of different hydrocarbons, that is in triple bond, in double bond, and in single bond. You know very well that in sp hybridization the bond angle is 180 degree. Okay, and in sp2 the bond angle is 120 degree, and in sp3 hybridization or simple single bond the bond angle will 109.5 degree. So you can relate this easily. When bond angle increase, the percentage as character increase. Here highest percentage as character will present in your triple bond, that is alkyne sp hybridization. Okay, so it will have highest bond angle, so and it will also have highest electronegativity. Understand friends? Okay, so bond angle and hybridization. Now our third class for this percentage as character concept is your ring compounds. How can you relate ring compounds with these concepts? See, in ring compound we take an example a simple cyclopropane. Okay, first we take an example cyclopropane. Okay, now see, this is your cyclopropane. Two hydrogen present on each carbon atom. Here friends, you can see that each carbon atom will hybridize in sp3. The hybridization of each carbon atom is sp3 in your cyclopropane. Okay, all three carbons are in sp3 hybridized state. Now you know that ideal sp3 angle is 109.5 degree. When carbon present in sp3 hybridization state, the bond angle will 109.5 degree. But when you see in your cyclopropane compound, the bond angle in between these two carbon atom are 60 degree. Or we can show it by theta. The bond angle will show by theta. Or here you can see that this is 60 degree, and we must assume that the outer bond angle between hydrogen carbon and carbon is phi. Okay, so here two bond angles present, that is theta and phi. Okay, so it means in this compound the bond angle should be maintained is 109.5 degree. But as you see in cyclopropane, there is a difference between your ideal bond angle and actual bond angle. So it means here angle strain present. In cyclopropane, the angle strain present, deviation from bond angle. You know that sp3 hybridization, the ideal bond angle will be 109.5 degree, but here you see that the value of theta or internal bond angle will be approximately 60 degrees. It means in your cyclopropane there is a bond angle strain present. Okay, so here you can see that the theta will be less than 109.5 degree, or internal angle will be less than 109.5 degree. Okay, if theta decreases, the outer angle will increase. It means phi, because internal angle will decrease, so outer angle will expand. Okay, as you observe in tetrahedral geometry, when one angle is decreased, the another one is expanded. So if theta will decrease, the phi will expand. Okay, so it means your phi will be greater than 109.5 degree. So understood friends, why angle deviation present? Now you can relate this angle strain with percentage as character. Simply we observe our previous point that your bond angle will directly proportional to your S character. Okay, and S character is directly proportional to your electronegativity. So when your bond angle decreases, the percentage as character decreases, and when percentage as character decrease, the value of electronegativity will also decrease. So here you can see that theta decrease and phi increase. So for theta it will decrease, and because of it will decrease, the value of percentage as character will decrease, and because of percentage as character decrease, the electronegativity of internal carbon-carbon bond will decrease. So electronegativity decrease. Simply you can understand. And opposite of this, you can see that phi increase from 109.5 degree. So phi increase. When phi increase or bond angle increase, the percentage as character increase, so electronegativity will also increase. Understand friends? So when there is a bond angle strain present, the inner bond angle will decrease from their ideal value, and because of this the electronegativity will decrease, and opposite of that the outer bond will expand, so their electronegativity will increase. So in cyclopropane you see that the electronegativity of carbon-carbon bond will decrease, and electronegativity of carbon-hydrogen bond will increase. And the another concept friend is, when there is a decrement in percentage character, the percentage V character increase. So here you can also remember that when percentage as character decrease, the percentage P character increase, and when percentage as character increase, the percentage P character decrease. Remember these points. Okay, now you completely understand the relationship of percentages character with in ring compounds. Now we can compare different type of ring compounds according to their electronegativity. How can you relate friends? See, if you totally understand the concept of theta and phi, then you can easily relate the percentage of S character with your ring compounds. See how can we relate? We have four cyclic compounds, basic cycloalkanes, that is cyclopropane, cyclobutane, cyclopentane and cyclohexane. You can find the order of electronegativity of these compounds. Okay, this is your question type also. Now you can see that here the value of theta is 60 degree. Here you can see the value of theta is approximately 90. Here the value of theta is approximately 108 degree, and here it we study the conformation of cyclohexane. It have completely tetrahedral bond angle, that is 109.5 degree. So you can relate the value of thetas for these compounds. As you see that theta will increase continuously in all these 4 compounds, like here theta 60, 90, 108 and 109.5 degree. So as you know, theta increase, the percentage as character will also increase, and it means the electronegativity increase. And similarly for phi will decrease. Okay, so phi decrease, so percentage as character decrease, so electronegativity decrease. So as you see that, and as you see phi decrease, phi will decrease, so percentage as character will also decrease, so electronegativity will also decrease in all 4 compounds. Okay, now friends, suppose we have an anion of all these compounds, this type. We have an anion. Okay, so you know that anion is a carbon hydrogen bond along with carbon hydrogen bond. So for outer bond, okay, because this anion is present on outer angle, it means it will relate with phi, not with theta. Remember, when you give any anion of these cycloalkane compounds, you can relate this stability of anion with the value of phi, that is with your external angle, not with the help of internal angle. Okay, so it means phi will decrease. So your highest electronegative compound, when you can relate with value of phi, this your cyclopropane compound will highest electronegative compound, okay, according to your value of phi. But according to value of theta, the highest electronegative compound will be your cyclohexane. Okay, but I can tell you that when you talk about the anions of this compound, you can always think about this angle of phi, not theta. So here the electronegativity order is this, or stability order, because you know when percentage as character high, the stability of anion will increase. When there is more percentage as character, the stability of anion will more. Okay, so percentage as character will directly proportional to your stability of anion, and because of this concept, your cyclopropyl anion will greater stable than cyclobutane, and cyclobutane will greater stable than cyclopentane anion. Understood, friends? Okay. Now we can talk about your types of inductive effect. Okay, now you can see the types of inductive effect. We have 2 types of inductive effect, friends. The first one is plus I and second one is minus I. Plus I are electron releasing group, or the carbon chain have plus I inductive effect, means when any group which can donate electron or electronic displacement of sigma electrons occur from group to carbon chain. Okay, they are plus I groups, it means electron release, and the next is minus I group, it means electronic withdrawing group, and here the electronic displacement occur from your carbon chain to that group. Okay, now these are the some examples of plus I and minus I groups, and when you talk about plus I groups, CH2, NH, O minus, CO minus, 3 degree, 2 degree and 1 degree carbocations. Okay, these are carbocations, tertiary, secondary and primary. And CT3, CD3 and CH3. T means tritium, D means deuterium and H means simple hydrogen. So you know that when heavier the isomer, then higher will be its inductive effect or plus I effect. So T is tritium. Here tritium, deuterium, deuterium and tritium are isotopes of hydrogen. Okay. And similarly, when you talk about the examples of electron withdrawing groups, these are the examples with their orders. So OF2 have highest minus I tendency than NF3, फिर NaCl3, then Nr3 and so on. Okay, here the important one example is your Nr3 positive is greater than NH3 positive. These are the important example. Okay, and further we can see all examples. You can simply take the screenshot of this slide. Okay, and remember these examples with their order. So we have two types of inductive effect, that is plus I and minus I effect. Okay friends, so friends, here we complete our today's lecture. Okay, we can talk about electronic displacement effects, and we can talk about inductive effect and its relation with electronegativity. We can talk about the bond angle related with electronegativity, hybridization and further ring size. Okay, now in our next lecture we talk about your effects of inductive effect in organic reactions. Okay, we talk about simple effects. Okay, so friends, here we complete our lecture एंड थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स. एंड फिर भी आपको फ्रेंड्स कोई भी तकलीफ़ हो, अगर आज के लेक्चर में कोई दिक्कत हुई हो, वैसे मेरा आई नो मेरा प्रोनाउंसिएशन थोड़ा सा पुअर था आज, इंग्लिश में मैंने प्रेजेंट किया. आपको किसी भी तरह की कोई भी डिफ़िकल्टी है अंडरस्टैंडिंग में तो प्लीज़ कमेंट सेक्शन में आके जरूर पूछते रहिए. आई कैन एक्सप्लेन विथ माई बेस्ट एफर्ट्स. ओके, प्लीज़ कमेंट्स करते रहिए एंड मैं और इम्प्रूव करूँगा अपने आपको, अपने प्रेजेंटेशन को. ओके, सो प्लीज़ एंड तक देखने के लिए थैंक यू. सो थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स, थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग.